Welcome to the Non-League Banter Show, and with me tonight, my good friend and co-presenter, Gary Pascoe. Gary, good evening, mate.
Good evening, Mick. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm fine, mate. It's been hard work today setting up the studio, but listen.
Yeah, hopefully it looks okay and everyone can see it, and hopefully it'll be a cracking show. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, listen, I'm going to hand you over now. Can you introduce these Lonely Hearts group, please?
No problem, mate. No worries. Yeah. Right. Tonight's show we've got four managers who, at the moment, sorry lads, are unemployed. I do apologise for that, but no doubt you'll be enjoying the weather, the lovely weather we've been having of late, and you're all raring to get going, getting back into football. So hope you're all well. So let me introduce the guests. First of all, we've got the former Chelmsford City manager, Ron Stringer, the former Hungerford Town manager, Ian Herring, former Westfield manager, Tony Reid, and finally, Jamie Howe, the former Eastbourne Borough manager. Good evening, gents. I hope you're all safe and well.
Good evening.
You all right, lads? Nice to see you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for taking a Friday night out to come on our show and have a chat, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And, we just have a good laugh and everyone can see what we're like as people as well as managers, not me, as well as managers, you guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give the viewers a little bit of information about you. It's a little bit like This Is Your Life, if you remember that. I'm not going to get the red book out, but we're stop. You remember that, Rod? Yeah. Over there. What am I talking about? But so I'll just give the viewers a little bit of information about you all. We'll start with you, Rod. You joined Chelmsford City in May 17th, 2016, and you left on the 28th of January 2020. You were there nearly 4 years, and in that time you got them into 3 playoffs and to 3 Essex Senior Cup finals. And then when you left, you were around about 10th place and 7 points behind the final playoff spot again. So a good record there, Rod. You had a good record there, mate.
Yeah, we were successful. We took the club from really, when we got there, was a relegation battle, which I brought along the likes of Nick Aycock and the rest of the staff that I had. Every year we had to rebuild teams because that's what you have to do at our level. You haven't got 18-month or 2-year contracts, so every year we had to sort of find a new team. And when you've got decent players, you find that a lot of the other clubs want to try and sort of come in, and we always used to lose players to leagues above or sometimes into the league. But no, we had a great time, and as far as I felt, even the last season I was there, it was a little bit of up and down, I'm not going to lie, but I still fancied and backed myself and the team that I had, or the squad that we had, that we would still try to get back in the playoffs like we had done for the previous 3 years. We were 15 minutes away from getting promotion in year 1, where we lost to Ebbsfleet, which is, there's no shame losing away to Ebbsfleet, 2-1 now. I think that year we've been in the first round of the FA Cup. We've done okay in the trophy, and we had a really good year and won the cup in the Essex Senior Trophy, which is also another recognised cup locally. So we'd had a good season. Year 2 was very similar. We got into the playoff semi-finals. We had a man sent off at half time, which made it difficult, and they got a penalty on the back of that. We lost that, and then we done the same. That was against Hampton and Richmond. And then we were very unlucky again when we was 2-0 down against Welling the season after that, and we come back to 2-2, and the referee decided to give a penalty sort of like 10 seconds to go. So we lost that 3-2, but I've got no regrets, from where we took the club from when we first went there. I felt all we've done was, if you look at our win ratio, it's over 50%. Very difficult place as well to go to Melbourne Park, because it has got the complications with the athletics and that. So it's not the easiest place to, manage, if you like, through certain situations that you couldn't get right. But, I think, listen, I left there as probably one of their most successful managers. And, I thoroughly enjoyed my time, and the supporters were wonderful. And, I was disappointed when it ended.
You've been a manager for around about nearly 13 years now, is it? That's what club, is it? Sorry?
Say that again, Gary.
You've been a manager about 14 years. Was that your 4th club you managed?
Yeah, pretty much at more the senior level. Obviously, I was at Braintree when I won the league there. Obviously, I was at Bishop Stortford in the Northern League, which was very, very tough. Considering, when I went there, we just took over from Ian Walker. the old England goalkeeper back in the day. And we just had some kids, but fortunately we had Dwight Gow on loan. For those who have heard of Dwight Gow, and we had Jordan Archer in goal on loan from Millwall. But we was in the Northern League, and it was really, really tough. When I first
Conference North,
and that was really tough. I mean, how that ever sort of, geographically worked out, I never know. But they just cut the country in the middle, and unfortunately, Stortford seemed to fall into the northern section. But I actually quite enjoyed it because it was different. It was learning a different side of the game as well. Because I've got to be honest and truthful with you, it is different to the southern side. In my opinion, I think they're more physical and direct. I think the southern section is more footbally, if you like. But that was a good experience. Then I managed to get them back into the south. And I stayed at Stortford for 4 years. And then obviously I went to Chelmsford and stayed there nearly for 4 years. So I won't call myself a journeyman. I'd say that I try to stay and do a job. But I'm one of these managers, and I don't know how the other lads see it, but normally 3 years at a club, I think, is a fair amount of time for you to try and get the ultimate goal, which is your promotion. So I stayed a little bit over that.
That's a good point. We'll have a chat with the lads about that. I never thought about that, because obviously you think managers would like to stay as long as they can, but that's a fair point. We'll ask the guys at the end. So cheers for that, Rod. We'll go over to you now, Ian. And Ian Herring, the former Hungerford manager, town manager, September the 27th, you joined. But you was a joint manager there, Ian. So you were joint manager. Then you was that just to trying to get you? Was that trying to get you into the ropes, like as a manager, because it was your first job, Hungerford Town, wasn't it?
No. Bobby Wilkinson, our former manager, the season previous, our first season in the Conference South, we finished one place outside the playoffs. Paul finished inside them, and neither us or Paul could go into the playoffs because of seat numbers.
Right.
So the following season, 4 games in, Bobby sort of walked away from the club for whatever reason. So me and John Boardman, another senior player, sort of said to the chairman that we'd steady the ship until he found somebody that he thought was able to take the job, and then he asked us to do it joint. So that's where it started, really.
In the first season, you done well. You kept them out of relegation. You kept them safe, and then obviously, and also you played for Hungerford Town for 8 years, so you've got a real good tie with the club, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a huge part of my life, a huge part of my football career, and the club's come a long way in such a short space of time. And not so long ago, it was in the Hellenic League, and we managed to get them up to the Southern League Premier through the playoffs. Then I left, went to Cirencester for a brief spell, come back at Christmas with the aim to get them out of the league and into the Conference South, and thankfully we achieved that. So back in the Conference South, but it was 2-3-4 years as manager, so a big part of my life.
You feel that it's not the biggest of clubs, is it? Obviously, Hungerford Town, and you've got a lot of big boys around you. You feel you were punching well above your weight, or you feel the club deserves to be where? I know they probably deserve where they were to be, but you feel they were punching above their weight?
Yeah, definitely. In my management time, I've worked under 3 different chairmen, and each year it's come with this financial constraints. I think we got into the Conference South because we had a fairly good budget. But unfortunately for Hungerford, the revenue that always has been generated has gone into the playing side. And that's still the case now. So the sort of the ground, the pitch, the facilities in that sense they're not great. I know a lot of opposition don't like coming there. You try and use that to your advantage if you like. So they are Hungerford are punching well above their weight, and especially with the financial constraints of 3 years on the trot, having to cut wages and contracts not being honoured and things like that. It's to sort of keep them in the league that long. I think I'm quite proud of that actually.
Yeah, I think you should be as well, mate. Definitely 100%. Was that true? Listen, I don't expect you to go too much into a Hungerford Town situation, but did they have a budget this year or next season? Have they got a budget? Is that one of the reasons you left, or will it just come to the end of the line with them?
No, it's. I think people underestimate how much we guys as managers put into the job role. That's not just time. I think it's the emotional investment that we put into it as well. Rod touched on rebuilding teams every year, and that's what I had to do. The first year I only had 2 stay and then 7 stay. And like I said, I've worked under 3 different chairmen, and the new chairman come in when the club were going to take voluntary relegation. Luckily, I managed to talk the club out of that around this sort of time last season, and the new chairman made me some promises. And unfortunately, those promises weren't fulfilled. Before the coronavirus outbreak, the budget was mentioned. My contract was due to run out. The season got announced that it was ended. And then there was short discussions, really. And I think it was best for both parties, really, that I sort of stepped away.
Okay, well, thanks very much for that. Over to you, Mick.
Thank you, Gary. Right, on to you, Mr. Reid. Mr. Reid, here we go. Tony, you were at Westfield Football Club for 5 years. You joined in 2015, where you were in the Combined Counties Premier Division. The first year you steered them clear from relegation. Within your 5 years, you got them to 2nd place when only 1 team went up in the league. Also a League Cup success. And then in 2017-18, you got them promoted to Step 4 for the first time in the club's 75-year history as runaway champions. And then in Step 4, you lost the playoffs in the first season. And this season, you were in the playoff spot again. So, wow, mate, you know, you've come from nowhere in some respects, Tony. You were a decent player from my memory. I think you played under me, or did you not? I'm not sure whether you ended up playing under me. Oh, yes, you did. Range Park Vale, of course you did, mate. But, you know, you've had an illustrious playing career. What's the sort of difference in sort of changing over from the player into the management role?
Wow. You need those stats better than me, mate.
Well, I've got a good script man in Gary Pascoe.
The crossover was a very hard transition. Obviously, if you knew me as a player, I was always probably one of the comedians, one of the vocal figures in my changing rooms. Always very, very vocal, very. I was a leader in my own rights, without a doubt. And I think when you're playing with your fellow peers and players, you know, and then transferring over into a hot seat, you know, it's the difficult task is distance yourself from players and becoming a bit more serious. And I think my first I did that, it was very, very, because I always had a banter, I was like joking, and my teammates, you know, as a manager, they still see you as that kind of joker, you know, to a certain extent. But I think I spoke to you when I think you asked me why to go into management, and I think it just happened for me. You know, it fell into my lap, and going to a manager was a total different scale because, like all the other managers,
there's another fine for someone with their phone on. Right, just that's a good chance for me to actually. You've left Westfield. I don't know whether under a cloud or whether they waved you goodbye and said, thanks ever so much, Tony Reid, for what you've done for us in the last couple of years, promotion and almost getting them to Step 3, which would have been unbelievable for a club of that size. What was your reason for resigning? Quite unbelievable to see that, but is it just because you had ambition, or was it something a little bit more serious behind in the background?
A bit of both. One is my ambition as well. I think, as you rightfully said, you know, the club has come from nowhere. You know, the club is now firmly on the map, you know, at a Southern Central South, you know, Ryman status, you know, which is, you know, known now to I think we just had a conversation, an honest conversation, you know, about where the club wants to go. I'm always chasing promotion, whether it's Combined Counties, Step 4, Step 3, Step 2, or whatever it is. I'm always going to want to win the league or challenge, you know, and I think that's the reason why we're all in this game, you know, because we want to better ourselves each year. And I think with the chairman itself, we sat down, you know, discussed the way forward, and I think he wanted to take time out with himself, you know, he was chasing me all the time, trying to keep up with my kind of demands. You know, we came from the first season voted, you know, we had probably one of the lowest budgets, you know, and to finish what we finished that season, you you know, we was well punching above our weight compared to the likes of the other clubs that were thrown out a lot.
So do you think, Tone, it was more a case of like you wanted to sort of push on and you didn't think maybe Westfield would have the ambition or the resources to do that for you?
Yeah, it was a bit of that as well, you know, and I think with this pandemic happening as well, you know, where Westfield is situated, we don't get a lot of financial resources itself. It's such a difficult task trying to get sponsors in, you know, trying to get people through the gates. As you know, our main competition is Woking, which was literally a stone throw away from us. So when you're looking at the likes of that and trying to get people to come in and, you know, help a club out was going to be us. And I think, you know, from going from what I had this season to what was going to be presented to me, it wasn't going to work. You know, I would have lost 8% of my players straight away. You know,
well, we will touch on that a little bit more during the show, Tony. I want to move on to, some might say, the forgotten man of non-league football. This guy is like been the top man at Bognor Regis Football Club, apart from Jack Pearce, who's legendary down there. But Jamie, what you've done in your past with Bognor Regis Football Club, and I'm sure there's a lot of fans on here listening to you tonight. Do you think? Let's give a little bit of your. I've given everyone else the preview. Let's give you. Look, you're 43 years of age, Jamie. 43. That's young, isn't it? And you had 13 years in management already. Your last club was Eastbourne Borough, where you were appointed on the 3rd of May 2017, but you left on the 16th of February 2019. You've been out of the game now for 16 months. I'm not so sure whether you had any involvement with any other clubs during that time. But on hindsight, do you think it was the best decision to when you got Bognor promoted in the playoffs that season? Me and Gary were there, and then abruptly left to go to Eastbourne Borough. You know, in hindsight, good decision, bad?
I think, yeah, it probably was. And the reason was, I think Ian touched on it earlier, was that the previous year we had that FA Trophy run. We were very fortunate, and we had a really good season. And like I say, a lot of your players had left, and we lost. We have Jason Pryor, a lot of good players that left us. And I remember thinking it's going to be another season of trying to rebuild the team. And I've been at Bognor for pretty much 25 years as a player and a manager. And we're at that trophy run. We were losing players left, right, and centre. And I said that, and I was going to leave that year. But I thought all the players were leaving. It looked like I was going to jump ship. It just didn't look right. So I thought if I could steady the ship that year, not get relegated as such, and I had a conversation with David Kirkpatrick, who I worked very closely with, and I thought we stayed there that year, and we ended up getting promoted. And I just thought I needed a change of direction. But been out 16 months, just genuinely exhausted. Probably needed a break, actually, if I'm honest about it. So I needed a break somewhere along the line.
When you're out that long, Jamie, you must start to worry that you're out of it far too long, and people do forget about you, and hence why, you know, the other boys have all just recently unfortunately left or lost their jobs. They're a bit current. You're not so current, but you're Sussex way, and there's a few clubs around there. I mean, let's give it, if you wanted to promote yourself now. I'm going to give you a minute of your time. I'm Jamie Howe. What can I do for your football club?
To be honest, on this conversation earlier on about the social, I'm just not into it. I'm just sort of like, listen, if you know your football and you see what you've done from there, I've always believed that I shouldn't have to tell you how good I am or how good so-and-so is. They should tell you. And if you look at the record, we're pretty successful. So if somebody wants to hire you or something like that, brilliant. If they don't, no problem. But I'm at a bit of a stage nowadays, if I'm honest about it, where the Eastbourne Borough experience taught me a lot. We had a little conversation before we come on there with Rod, that dealing with people that maybe don't tell you the truth, that they're not straight and up front, I don't know if I could be bothered to do that. So if a situation arises where it's a good club and it fits me and worked well for me, then fantastic. But then I'm not too bothered to chase it, because in the end it will only end up disaster anyhow.
But it's quite interesting, like looking at all four of the managers we got on tonight. I fancy, and I don't know this for sure, you got two Mr. Nice guys, and I include you that one in that, Jamie, and I'm going to put Ian in that category. And we got two blokes that no one will want to mess about with, I fancy. Have I got that right? Have I got that right? You got two sort of blokes you wouldn't want to mess around with in a changing room. So you've got the fear of God of the players there, and you've got two Mr. Nice, kind guys in Ian and Jamie. But have I got that totally and utterly wrong?
I just always make sure I brought someone in that could do that side for me.
Ah, right, okay.
I think sometimes people take us wrong. You know, we're winners. We want to win the game of football and we want to win it the right way. But sometimes, you know, you do have to get your players fired up for it. And if that's one of my key points, is motivation and desire. I'm not one of these managers who I would say is
that's 150 quid.
Tactically the best. But I've got to be honest and truthful with you. I've always been successful the way I've been managing. The difference is in these days is I don't think players are the same as what I was used to, or, you know, and I'm even going back when I won the league at Braintree sort of like 8 or 9 years ago. Players are different now. The game's changed, and it's very hard for probably more of the mature managers or the older managers, if you like, to adapt to that. So I do think a lot of us have seen the game change massively with players and personnel.
Well, Ian, sorry.
Jamie. Go on, Jamie. Just saying there, we're in a situation. I'm down at Eastbourne. I remember where Eastbourne's quite an open place and it's always windy down there and things like that. But we had a game and it was hailing down and it was horrible. Durrican playing in there. And we had players coming off at half time. We had young lads who were apprentices or young lads just coming in the team. And they were saying, have we got to change your kit at half time? Yeah. Can we get them into the warm shower? And I'm thinking, what is? And I'm not tough or anything like that, but I'm going, it's not anything that any of us haven't done before. And when you've got that mentality in your change room, I'm thinking, I'm in all sorts of trouble here.
So you went and found him a kit then, Jamie? So, Ian, I'm sorry to pigeonhole you both in there. I've just got this feeling that the other two lads are sort of. I've got this feeling. Would you say Jamie and Ian, you're coaches as well as managers, or you know what I mean? Do you think you got those two strings to your bow? And that's not knocking the other two boys that I'll come to next, but do you think you got? But because sometimes that's a difficult task. I know Aidan Bird's got that about him, but have you two got that about you, that you can coach and manage, or you only would rather do one? Go on, Ian, I'll let you answer this one. You've not been chatting.
I'm really, in the grand scheme of things, I'm dipping my toe in the water. I'm only 36 years old, not long been out and playing. So I'm still finding myself, finding how I want to manage, etc. I've been very fortunate to start off at a very good level. Let's be honest, a club where we're supposed to lose every week. So I've been able to sort of do a bit of trial and error, if you like, without the added pressure of having to win every week, even though, like the other guys, I'm a sort of born winner and want to win. So yeah, when it comes to coaching, etc., we've all been in the game a long time. Put sessions on and stuff like that. But I think how often do you really get that opportunity at this level of football to coach? In the sense of when it's Saturday, first 8 weeks of the season, Saturday, Tuesday, 8 weeks, Saturday, Tuesday. You've got one session on a Thursday. Over Christmas, we had no training pitch. 7 weeks, we didn't have a session. They're cycling every week. What opportunity do you get to coach? So part of it's about, in my opinion, is in management, not just in football, in all walks of life. It's getting a good team, getting good people in the right places. I was fortunate enough to bring Jeremy Newton, who's a pro licensed coaching with me, first of all, and then Kev Watson, who's done unbelievably well at Ebbsfleet. So I tried to get a good person with me to try and still play. That being said, I think me being so young, you kind of, each year for the group, because you're rebuilding, you have to find a way for that group rather than knowing your way and finding players for that way, if that makes sense. So I I've learned a lot. I do a lot on the psychological aspect of the game, and I think that is making people feel good to get the best out of them. That's one of my strengths. But regards coaching, I'm always looking to improve. Unfortunately, I got rejected for my B licence. So there's always barriers in the way. But coaching, it's a hard one because you don't get the time to do it as such.
Why did you get rejected, mate?
You tell me. Apparently, I went down the English route. Obviously, you can go to the Welsh FA and stuff like that. I thought, no, I'll go through the Berks and Bucks FA. I done my level 2 when I was in the youth team at Swindon, going back 15 years ago. Apparently, a glitch in the system, 2 different addresses, and I was rejected for that.
Wow.
Gary, come on. I'm stealing the show here. Up to you, mate. Come on, give them some difficult questions.
We've got one of the questions tonight. I don't know if you've heard or saw Harry Redknapp's comment he made the other day when he said, this is mainly talking about the Premier League, how lonely it can be being a manager. It's like, as you guys have said already, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. You haven't many friends. You've got to keep a distance from the players. You can't be one of the lads. And when it starts going wrong, you're the first one to get it in the neck. Do you think that's exactly the same in non-league football? Anyone can answer that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can see that. I can understand that. As you say, like listen, when I got released from Chelmsford, it is a lonely place, and you start seeing, who you really got round you. And if I'm being honest, you're lucky to count on one hand for the people that sort of back you and bring you every week and try to sort of take the disappointment with you. You are literally on your own, and I think there is that thing between players and managers. I think at the higher level more so. At our level, we try to be, if you like, a father figure or their friends, or we try to get more out of them through that way, and that's what I've always managed. But I do find society's changing, and it's quite difficult. Going back to the coaching side of it, as I said, I always put myself down as an Harry Redknapp, as a manager. But within that, I've always had a very, very good coach that, has been alongside me, which will do all the drills and all the bits and pieces, the pattern and the shape that we will do on the Saturday. So I do think you have a hand in glove, but I do think at the end of the day, the manager side of it falls on your head at the end of the day. So, when it does fall on your head, it's not a nice place. And I've only experienced, I've never ever been released from a club. Chelmsford is the only place it's ever happened. And I still don't put that down to football related. I put it down to more as a personal situation with some people that have come into the club over the last few years. So,
Rod, can I butt in? Does that really dig and hurt at you, the way that you... Because to be fair, before you actually... I don't know if you actually physically sacked verbally or where, but I sort of was hearing rumours way before that date happened, before you left, that you were on your way. It just shows you how the football grapevine works, and inevitably you did end up. I don't know who the last manager was that finally put the nail in the coffin for you. I'm not so sure if he's around at the minute, but basically, does that really dig and hurt at you? The fact that your good reputation is still a good reputation, don't get me wrong, but to leave in 10th in the league, that's a toughie.
Well, listen, it wasn't even so much that. We was in the last 16 in the FA Trophy. We had Aveley to play, so you're down to the last 8. I mean, they got beat by Aveley, but let's be honest, Aveley's one of my old clubs. I'd have fancied my chances for sure. They're a Ryman North team doing okay. They're having a good season, but we should go there and win that game. We was in the quarterfinals of the Essex Senior Cup. I think, not sure, you said 7 points. I thought it was 5 points outside the playoffs. We'd lost 1 in 12. That ain't a sacking to me. I've seen a lot of other managers in our league, without mentioning any names, that are full-time, bigger budgets, and probably wasn't doing as well as we are, and they're still in the job today. So, for me, listen, I know the reasons why my time ended at Chelmsford. They wanted, two certain guys wanted to get me out the door, if you like. And from what I was told, that happened from when we lost to Crimson Casuals in the FA Cup. Well, I'm sure you guys have all been at Crimson Casuals. It's a very tough place to go. Red hot day, and fair play to them. They beat us on the day. Now, for me, if that was the case, they should have done with it when we got knocked out the FA Cup, if that was really how they felt. But they let it go. And unfortunately, and Ian will tell you, we lost to Ian's team over away to Hungerford. And let me tell you, out of all the fixtures that come in at the start of the season, that's one that I look at. Because it's a very tough place to go, and he's done an amazing job there as well. But it's a very tough place to go with the facilities just coming out of the changing room. I mean, it's a very tiny little changing room. It's a tough place to try and get a result from. We got beat there, and I think right at the end we missed one, didn't we? And just over the line, which would have been interesting. The header that went over the bar from Yard. And then right at the start of the game, we had one that bounced off the post from Sam Higgins, and that could have put us 1-0 up. It could have been a different day. Take nothing away from Hungerford on the day they was outstanding. But, you know, people, unfortunately, there's people involved in football that are not football people. And one of the guys at Chelmsford now, he's just someone who's probably been a very good businessman and probably is a very good businessman. But, you know, you can't bring them qualities into somewhere like Chelmsford if you don't even understand the game of football and don't like the game of football. And unfortunately, that's what I was faced with at the end.
Wow, mate. Well, sorry, Gary.
Sorry, but I was just going to say there, I think, you know, from my experience, I was very lucky with it when you're talking about being a lonely job, and it is a lonely job. I think your relationship with the chairman, if you've got a good chairman, you don't half help. And at Bognor, as a young man learning, coming out and playing, being a manager, I had Jack Pearce, who'd been the manager and the chairman and everything. So he understood all the problems that I was going through. He knew them. And he sympathised with them as well, and he could offer you support and guidance. And when you get beat 5-0 at home, and you're going home and you're driving home and you're thinking, what he's the bloke that will call you and tell you not to worry about it, and we'll go again Tuesday.
Wow.
And you need like that in football to have any chance for your manager to have success. And if you haven't got that as a manager, I just think you're doomed. So I was very lucky.
Well, let me just say on there, and this goes back to having people to know what they're doing. And I haven't got a bad word to say about the chairman at Chelsea. He's been upfront and honest, and he's been open to the whole club and admitted that he don't know nothing about football and he's never been around football, which is fine. He's there as a financial guy more than anything else, but he's got the title of a chairman. Now, we lost to Hungerford 1-0 away. I then had a game on a Tuesday night, which we'd taken at Harlow Town. I had 2 new signings coming in, and we was going to use it to get some of the players fit, as you do, midweek friendly on a Tuesday night away at Harlow. And I got a text message asking what time would I be at the ground on the Tuesday. Never felt no dangers, nothing. And then I met the guy, the chairman of the club, and he said to me, look, can we have a quick chat? I said, yeah, where do you want to go? I had a full team, 20-odd players sitting in the changing room, ready for a team talk. And then all of a sudden he said to me, can we go upstairs? I said, yeah, we go upstairs. We went up in the dark room in Harlow Town Football Club, and he said, Rod, unfortunately, because of what the result on Saturday and a couple of supporters were disappointed and disgruntled, we've made a bold decision on Monday night, which there ain't really a bold there, but there's a bold decision made on Monday night, and we've decided to let you go. Wow. I was like, wow, why have you done that here? Why haven't you rung me? Why haven't you asked me to come to the club?
Unbelievable.
I never see, and so when you look at that, as I say, about people knowing about football, what you're talking about, Jack Pearce, you'd never had that. And unfortunately, I've had to leave the club on the back of someone's decision that he wants to make changes. They want to make it a community club. Well, if they want to make it a community club, lovely. What he meant was they don't want to pay the money they're paying. They want to downsize on the budget. Well, talk to me. But unfortunately, I never had that opportunity to sit around the table. So I have to take it as a sacking because it pretty much was that. But if we all know a bit about football, then I can honestly hold my head up high and say that really weren't a sacking due to football. That was just a sacking due to me not getting on really with the chairman that's in place at the minute.
Well, Tony, sorry, Gary, do you want to...
So, because obviously you've lost your assistant manager. He's gone off the crimping candles, hasn't he? So, are you a coach? Are you a coach or a manager, Tony?
I'm both actually, but I think managing, as everybody knows, is a hard task, and I think I took all the burden upon myself because I like things done a particular way. So it was good to expand my coaching team and bring in the likes of Martin Lee, who's been absolutely terrific with myself. And have I lost Martin Lee? No, I haven't lost Martin Lee. We've had a discussion, and it's just like the rest of my team as well. You know, they're going to. I knew the moment I left, they were going to get approached by a load of clubs, and virtually the whole team has been approached by all Step 3 clubs and some Step 2s, which rightfully so, because that was our aim, you know, to get promoted. Martin, you know, okay, it's an opportunity, but the moment I do get something, when I get Martin back, yes, I will. You know, he's been a loyal character for myself. He's been my right man. You know, we discuss, we talk every day. We still talk now, probably twice or once a week. In fact, we're meeting up on Saturday, you know, and him going to Caribbean Casual, just going to, you know, better himself, you know, to get a bit more idea what he's doing there and coach a little bit. But he is a good coach. I make no lies about that. We work together hand in hand. You know, he arms me down to a certain extent. I'm, as Mick would say, I'm not an aggressive manager. I'm just a winner, you know. And I think what Lisa brings to the game, he brings that calmness as well, where he's more or less the players' go-to guy. So if they want to talk about anything, they can come talk.
Haircut thing, yeah.
Me, but you know, they go so because, you know, in football training, he had the laugh, he jokes about, you know, and he puts some good fun sessions, you know. But it's not just him who plays the role; everybody has that role to play as well. But I think my role is that because I want to win, you know, I bring it upon myself, and it goes back to what Rod is saying. Sometimes it is lonely because as much as I want to win a game, you know, it doesn't happen that way. And when you do lose a game, you're by yourself. But I've been like Jamie. The chairmans I've worked with have been absolutely sound. You know, Steve Perkins, David Jenkins. You know, if I lost a game, they're the first, you know, to call you up and say, you know, don't worry about it, go again. But because I'm always beating myself about it, you know, I take it personal, you know, because it's probably a game one, you know, but they probably look at it in a totally different light to me. But going back to Martin Lee, I don't think I've lost him. I just think I've lost him temporarily until I find something.
Tony, would you take a job? Are you really looking for a job in the Isthmian Prem, or you set your heights to like Conference South, or would you take a job at the level that you've just left the club if they had big ambition?
And also, just sorry to interrupt there, Tom. Sorry, mate. I'll put that to everyone as well. Would you answer the question, Tom? But after you do, would anyone, any of you managers, the other managers, would you think of dropping down to a next league down to not start again, but drop the next league down to work up again? But answer the question, Tom. Sorry.
I think to what Jamie has said as well. You know, it's got to be right yourself. You know, of what you're looking for. You know, I'm not gonna chase people down, and rightfully so, as Jamie said, you know, clubs know you shouldn't have to put your CV out there or apply for this job. If they're looking for someone, they know who they're looking for. You know, your name's going to be floating about the circuit as it is. Me personally, okay, being at Step 4, our aim was to go into Step 3. Yes, I would like to manage at Step 3, Step 2 if I can. And Step 1, who wouldn't take the job? I think all our aspiration is to manage as high as we can. You know, but I'm going to keep challenging myself. But going back to what you said, mate, if a Step 4 club came in for me with my aspirations, you know, I would think about it, but it's got to be right for me as well.
And it wouldn't necessarily be based all about budgets. If you felt the club had the ambition behind itself to do what you want, it wouldn't always maybe be about the budget.
Right, I'm going to be a bit controversial here.
Go on.
It's not about the budget. Not about the budget with me. I can work to next to nothing, you know. I can assemble a team together and I'll run riot. You know, that's my confidence though. So I'll be brazen about that. You know, I've got a core of players, a good selection of boys that will play for me. And I know that as much as we probably go for name players who are looking for the money, I'm different on a different opinion about that, because if I'm going for a name player, he's just looking at to pick up his wages, you know, push by his time. He's probably coming to the end of his career. And I totally get that. But with these youngsters that are available nowadays, you know, they want to make their name for themselves. They're going to be the ones who's going to run through brick walls for you. So budget doesn't mean a thing. It helps, don't get me wrong. But in this pandemic now, no one's going to know what the changes are going to be like. Everybody's going to be at a financial loss. Some people will be at a financial gain. You know, those are the ones that will benefit from it.
Well said, Tony. Let's Ian, what's your view?
For me personally, I think I'm young, aren't I? I've got a bit of time on my side in that sense. I want to manage at the highest level I can, like Tony said. But let's be honest, there's a lot of managers out of work. There's 4 of us sat here. Kev Watson's just been let go miraculously, who I've worked with, and sort of
Sammy Moore included.
Sammy Moore as well, and some of them you think, how they brought in the guy, sorry, I apologise, I don't know his name, the guy from Germany. It's a bit like you get puzzled with football and certain things happen. And I'm 36. I still got time on my side a little bit to that respect, and I can still play. I feel I can still play. So being in lockdown with the coronavirus situation for me, it's been a very good thing. I didn't realise how much I'd neglected myself as a person, my family as well. Because like I said earlier, you invest emotionally in everything. And yes, I'm grateful. Yes, I'm fortunate to have managed Hungerford Town, but I was unfortunate with the severe lack of support. And that's not just financially, that's time and time of people to help me, etc. Certain things that went on. So I'm 36. If I can still play, then why don't I play? But that being said, would I drop down if it's for the right opportunity? If it's a club that has got ambition, that have got good facilities, and essentially as well the sort of the model and the philosophies that I believe in. If they're willing to support me on that, then yeah, I possibly would drop down.
Ian, do you think that you could play still at conference level now? I'm not being rude by saying that question. Could you?
Yeah, obviously I'm not daft enough to think I can play 50 games in a season, Saturday, Tuesday every week. But I know what I am as a player.
So there's a few clubs that always look for, like, what position do you play in? Sorry to be, what position?
Long throw specialist.
Long throw specialist. Apart from that, what position though? Well, you're getting Rod's team with a long throw anyway. Carry on.
Reedy's coming for you. Reedy's coming for
Yeah, you might get a call from Reedy if he gets a big job, Ian. Are you prepared to travel like he does?
Well, depends, doesn't it?
Well, look, you've got 2 strings to your bow, mate. There might be someone out there on the back of tonight that fancy a midfield general and actually can lead on the pitch for them and let's have managerial experience. So there you go, all clubs out there listening to Ian. He's got 2 strings to his bow. Let's find out. Let's find from Rod. Let's carry on to Rod.
Can I just ask a question a minute?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Because I didn't realise, you 4 guys sitting there looking at me now, that they've signed a guy from Germany, Epiphan. He's 40 years of age. He's meant to be one of the highly rated young coaches, and he's coming from Germany to do non-league football in England. You know, I just think that's criminal. I really think that's criminal. I can't believe I didn't even know that until I've just looked it up, and I can't pronounce his name. It's Dennis Kirkwright, something like that.
Gary,
I'm putting it out there for you 4 guys there.
You're right, but that was Rod's jobs for the time. I thought Rod Stringer was going to get that job. I personally really thought so. I don't know what you got to say about it, Rod, but I would have thought that's the obvious job for you, right on your doorstep there. And then obviously they brought a German guy in from abroad.
I can't speak German, so that probably never happened.
You say 9.
One thing I'd like to say, I remember playing against Ian and when he was at Hungerford and looking at the shape he's in now, and I've had a couple of conversations with him, I would still say he can play Conference South.
Oh, there you go, Ian. It could be a little number with Rod if he picks one up, mate.
I fancy he could still do the job. Just getting back on whether I would manage at a lower level, pretty much the same as what the other guys have said, really. The aspiration's got to be there. It's not all about money. Fortunately, I probably have had the biggest budget out of these guys that are on tonight. However, getting back to what Tony was saying about getting the youngsters in and all that type of thing, I think it just goes with the levels and where the club want to be. I needed to try and get into the Conference South playoffs every year. if not win it. So I think you have to have a little bit of a blend of them experienced players. I mean, I have people like Chris Weld now, and I'd sign him anywhere I go because he is a proper ex-pro and he still keeps himself razor sharp. And who wouldn't want people like Chris Weld now in their teams? However, I do get what you're saying, Tone, that there is a lot of sort of ex-pros that are coming down just to pick up a little bit of money, and unfortunately I have tripped over quite a few of them as well, so I do totally agree with what you're saying. But as far as what I manage, the Ebbsfleet thing, I live in Essex, I'm in Brentwood as we speak. I've got to be honest and truth with you, someone like Ebbsfleet for me is pretty local, just over the bridge and I'm there. But unfortunately, as you just said there, Gary put the nail on the head was when he said, well, he's amazed that, a non-league club, when you got even just like Sir Jamie not far down the road, would go for somebody German. But unfortunately, that club's been a bit strange for quite a few years, and all it's ever been able to survive with is having a bigger budget than most other people in the league. But I wouldn't think that's a good appointment. I don't know the guy. But unless he's got someone who's very good at doing his recruitment, what you're going to fly people in from, Germany or Munich or whatever to come and play on a Saturday afternoon. It don't make no sense to me. But
they said it's criminal, and I think all four of us are going to find it frustrating. And as you just said, Rod, there's four of us now sitting on a fence, waiting to be picked up, and they do that. And we've got the opportunities, we've got the experience, we've got the know-how. We're heavy. It's criminal.
Well, I personally think there'd be. Sorry, go on, Jamie. Go for it.
I'm just saying, I thought, going back to William's point, which I thought was interesting about the budget, because when I went to Eastbourne Borough, probably very similar to yourself, Ian, a little bit with Hungerford, with all due respect, when you talk about your budgets. You go into a meeting in the summer, and your chairman and the board say, this is what we've got to spend. And you know, roughly, where that is in line with the league. So what I'm saying is, your budget, if you've got a top 6 budget, a middle third, or a bottom 3 budget. And I remember going to Eastbourne, and they gave the budget, and they said what it was, and I said, well, that's fine. That's what you've got, no problem. What do you expect from that?
correct.
And their answer was, don't get relegated, bring a few players through, and as long as we don't go down, that's good enough for us. I went, yeah, no problem. I could deal with that budget from there. The trouble is then supporters start hearing things and they're saying, we had it down at Eastbourne, not be very honest, mate. It was sort of like, oh, get Kingy in. Kingy lived in Eastbourne, great manager, great record, they used to have the job. They didn't have the money to fix them. They couldn't have the money to get the players that they needed to get with the budget. And as a manager, it's very hard to say, how can you say to the papers and the public, oh yeah, the budget we've got, lads, is bottom 6 budget. Because if you do that, it looks like you're digging out your directors and your chairman. So you've just got to go with what you've got.
But they should let the supporters know exactly where you are within that budget, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you come 15th in the league, some of the supporters are going to go, that's a rubbish job. And you're thinking, well, actually, I've probably come 5 or 6 places than I should have. So
David, I went to, sorry to interrupt, I went to Braintree from Aveley. Aveley was in the Ryman North, and we was in the Ryman Prem. We won the league in the Ryman North. Don't know if anybody remembers the game when we had to play, I played East Thurrock, and we had to win at East Thurrock. They needed a draw, last game of the season. They was on 94 points, we was on 93. If we'd have drawn, they would have still won it on goal difference. Last game of the season, mental. They get a penalty, last kick of the game. So they score that, they win the league. Yeah, I'd already used all my subs. My goalie had just been sent off for giving the penalty away. My centre half, Glenn Golby, goes in goal and saves a penalty. We get promoted. One of the maddest games of football you've ever had in your life. That got us up to the Ryman Prem. I'd lost to Boreham Wood in the semi-finals of the Ryman Prem, and Aveley have never had a budget. Never ever had a budget. It's a village club. I then went to Braintree and won the league on probably the lowest budget in that league that year. And the only reason why I took it was a big jump for me being at Aveley to take Braintree after the likes of Lee Patterson, who had a very good budget at Braintree at the time. So sometimes you don't always need that budget, as you're saying, Tony, if you can win it with the right changing room. But in normal circumstances, the budget will tell you where you're going to finish. Is it a bottom six? Is it a top six? Is it a middle finish? And that normally does where the budget works out. And what I said to Chelmsford, I had no problem. If they'd have spoke to me before they'd done what they'd done and said to me, Rod, we need to bring the budget down, which I'd put my hand on my heart, was a decent budget. I said to them, all you needed to do is let the supporters know what you're looking to do, and I'll deal with it. I'm not about money. I've never been in the game about money. But, as Jamie's saying now, when the supporters then think you've got more money, and the names like Steve King's being bandied about, and then all of a sudden you're working on a very, very average budget for that level, which, listen, we've all got to agree, it's a tough level. You know, the games in that division.
It's an hard league. It's an hard league.
It's a tough league. But then if you let the supporters know where you are, then fine. Because if you do get beat 2-0, 3-0, they've got to understand that you played against a team that's got probably in the top 5 budget. You know, and it proves it in the Premiership. Budgets will always finish 9 times out of 10 where the budgets are.
Ian, do you want to add on to that? Ian, do you want to add anything into that mix?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot just been discussed. I think first of all, I obviously don't know Germany. I will. They've given a young manager an opportunity from a foreign country. So good thing, is that a bad thing? I don't know. Fair play to him for getting that opportunity, but how that opportunity come about in the sense of Kev Watson's contract not being renewed, I was just gobsmacked with it. But unfortunately, that comes down to chairman, ownership, and they're the ones that are putting their money in, doing the funding. So they're the ones that get to make those type of decisions, even though us football people and supporters are gobsmacked by it. They're the ones that make those decisions. So our heads are on the chopping block, and we have to deal with that. But for Kev Watson to be out of work from the job he's done with Ebbsfleet is gobsmacking.
Well,
for me.
We could have got him on this show. I forgot about it.
It's been today. He said, "Boy, weren't he?"
Wow! Come on, go.
You're doing a good enough job getting him promoted. I reckon he's going to put you in a million pounds, mate.
I think. Yeah.
Right, another question. You do a job you can play. I bet you.
Yeah.
I'm really going to sign you if I get a job.
Jamie, you're only 43, Rod. Jamie might be able to do you a job. He's only 43.
I can't say long front. You don't want me, son.
Having said that, Reedy can do you a job. We're talking about everyone else. Reedy can do you a job. They are. We'll have the 3 youngsters in there help you out, Rod.
You'll be playing fullback. Behave yourself.
Gary, come on, mate. Sorry.
Right, for your next club, you're going to hopefully end up. What are you looking at? What are you looking at to do at the next club? What are you for yourself? Have you learned anything over picking you in? This is you're like I said, you're young manager. Really, you're not that old either, but I know you've been a manager for a few years. So what are you looking at for your next opportunity? Is there anything you would do different? Would you do anything different to try and keep what's the word? Like I know you, Rod, you don't go on a contract as a manager. So if they get rid of you, I know you're not a money man. They get rid of you and they don't pay your money up or 2 years or whatever. Would you go on a contract? You've got a contract for yourself. What would you do? What would you want? It's any of you.
I've always been non-contract. I always believe I trust my own results, and if my results are right, and I promise you now, guys, if I had a proper chairman like some of you guys have been saying you've been working for, I'd still be at Chelmsford now. It's as simple as that. I know my weaknesses and my strengths, and sometimes I'm not a yes man, and maybe that's what, when you do need a contract, is, when you do argue with the chairman, at the end of the day, you've got a little contract to probably give you a little bit of backup. But for me, if you know you're going to get results in football and you're good enough to get results, because that's what we do, I'm not interested in a bit of paper. I know managers, Mark Stimpson's a good pal of mine, and he's been in the league, Stevenage and Gillingham and places like that, and when you actually look at what the actual contracts were, by the time you dissect it and see what you get out of it, you're lucky if you walk away with 2 months' money. To me, my handshake has always been my bond. But that only works with people that understand that language as well. And I was probably an easy target to be able to get rid of because I had nowhere to go back and earn financially, as such.
Jamie?
Yeah, I think Rod's right. I think it's you were going to say something, mate. think with the contracts, I think, you know, at our level, to be honest with you, it's not like it's at Chelsea. You know, you can sign a contract and you might sign 2 years, and you know, like if you're in the pro game, you get a contract, you get sacked, you get paid off, and you get millions in the bank. I think at our level, if you get a month or two's money, you're pretty lucky, and you know, you're reliant on the people at the club. And if they're good people and they look after you, to be fair, Eastbourne Borough are very good to me, and I've got no problem with that. So they were very honourable.
Yeah. Well, which is great, you know. But you're going back to talking about you've had chairmen and people like that you know that have been good people. I think, you know, it's very difficult when it's like women being involved with football, and I don't want to be sort of prejudiced against women in football, but I've got to be honest. It's, you know, if it ain't going to work and you're not with the right people that understand the game, what chance have you got? You know, and but my chairman, I've got to be honest, he'd be the first to put his hands up. So my argument is, well, why have you got that ammunition to be able to fire me? Well, at the end of the day, you're putting your hand on your heart and you're telling me that you're not here because of football. You're just in the job because someone's put you in the job to run that shit. Well, you know, that's not. If I want to be sacked, I want to be sacked by someone I respect.
Yeah.
And I respect them because I know they're doing it for the right reasons of the club, not because of their ego, because they've got to say, well, I'm bigger than Rod Stringer. Well, you know, it ain't about being bigger than Rod Stringer. At the end of the day, when I left, my supporters and everybody was devastated. You know, not being funny. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen because of coronavirus, but Concord is still in the last 4, is it, of the trophy? That could have been Abley. You know, another record that we'd have broken. They've not done that for 80 years. You know, but I wasn't given the opportunity to do that. The week up to me going, we had the trophy. We went away to Dulwich Hamlet, so we could have got points there. They weren't actually having a great time. We also had the likes to go to Aveley, and we had the quarterfinals of the Essex Senior Cup. In that 1 week would have defined my season. Yeah, that would have been my whole season. I didn't get the opportunity to do that. In the end, they've gone there like rag-arse rovers. Nobody knows what's going on. My players ain't happy with the fact is that, like, you know, to be fair, Robbie Simpson, he got thrown in the deep end. They're still asking me what to do. You know.
Tony, what are you looking for? Tony, what are you looking for your next opportunity to manage at a club?
I think I'm looking for a club that's going to meet my ambition. I've got a good team around me now, and I think one thing I learned as well is that the older guys as well with a good experience, know football. I think they come from Rod's kind of era as well. You know, they're footballers. You know, old school. You know, as well as I'm new school, you do need to bring a bit of old school with you as well. And I'll talk about 2 guys actually. Roger Stair, who you both know, and Michael Powell, who was there. And Michael Powell was a vice chairman, and as much as we used to argue every day, he used to have a load of words of wisdom and keep me checked. And we kind of remember where I'd be arguing with all the other officials, the other dugouts. I became more dramatic and see these guys all arguing in my sense. And I'd be thinking, you know what? One thing I've learned from all these guys is that they've taught me how to become a better person and a better manager. And if I go to a club, don't get me wrong, the team I have now assembled around me are really nice gentlemen that keeps me grounded, but as well are keeping me driving as well to my aspiration. So a club's just got to have the basics, and I think we agree, you know, facilities, training, all the basic things that a player requires, and it's not all about what we can bring to the table, it's what can a club provide for the players. And nobody wants to park or a cow patch, you know, or a park as such. You know, we want nice grounds to play at. You know, we want to see crowds coming through. If they've got no crowd, don't get me wrong, leave that to me. I'll give you sexy football and I'll bring the crowd in. But just a club just to meet my ambition, you know. Whether they've got no budget, fine. You know, I'll work with what I want to. But I probably want to get into the same kind of brackets as the likes of Jamie, Ian and Rod. You know, I've never had a contract, and I think I deserve what I'm worth now.
But well, listen.
When you look at a lot of these clubs, I always call it fur coat and no knickers because they look the part. They look the part, but I've got to be honest, like even with us on a Tuesday night, we'd have a third of a pitch to train on a Tuesday night. Now we're step 2. Yeah, we're step 2 looking to get a promotion, and we're literally, my coach, Nick Aycock, who, is totally qualified, been on the bench at West Ham, works in the Premier League now, unbelievable coach. He's got to try and coach 22 or 20 experienced players of a good level on on an AstroTurf, on a Tuesday night. But people will look at Chelmsford and go, oh, what a big club, big club. Well, it is a big club, but unfortunately, going back to Ian with the pitch at Hungerford, the pitch was never the standard of the amount of where the level was. And to be honest, they've done an amazing job trying to play on a pitch like that, because in all the time I've been there over the last 3 or 4 years, however long they've been at step 2, it's never improved in, has it? Everybody probably thinks, oh yeah, the local clubs, oh yeah, Hungerford, big club, probably could be a big club, but they're playing on a pitch which is really about step 5. So I think the whole thing, when you look at non-league, sometimes it looks a better picture than what it actually is. We've all got the problems off the pitch to try and make us as best we can to compete at the level.
Well,
it ain't easy to do that.
Sorry, Rod, to cut in there. I just want to move us on a little bit because time's running on. I want to talk about, listen, we've just found out, which is the big news, which I'm sure you all know. The facts are the playoffs are going to be going ahead for the Conference and the Conference South and the North, and behind closed doors, and they're looking about playing them at the end of July. Obviously, they've gone on a points per game basis because that's what was voted in. This, one by one, and you would know a bit about this, Reedy. Sorry to be a bit sort of like judgmental here. Who do you fancy? You've got Dorking Wanderers are scraped in at 7th position, and they're going to end up playing Bath away. And then they end up, if they beat them, either one of them will play Haventon or Waterlooville. Can you sort of, one by one, as we go round, who do you fancy that might actually get promoted through the playoffs? And who's a team or manager to look out for next season? To all of you.
Wow. If I don't say Dorking Wanderers, I will never get a job there when Turk leaves.
Ian's after that one.
Ian Turk speak all the time. He's done a fantastic job. I remember he tried to sign me as a player as well back in the day. So, and he's done. Don't get me wrong. He's gone up through the ranks very quickly and very swiftly. For what he's done, he knows he's got a bit behind him, but he backs himself all the time, and that's what I like about him. He's very confident in what he does, and yeah, for me, Dorking Wanderers.
Right.
Just to clear up, Mick, so what's happened today? Because I didn't know all this. I've got to be honest and truthful with
Gary, can you just, we'll go on to Ian in a minute, but Gary, can you sort of let us know a bit more about this, please?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, first source of mine, a couple of people that I've spoken to, is that they're definitely going to have the playoffs done. They're going to do the playoffs, and it's going to be sometime in July, and it's going to be 2 weeks before. So the 4 teams, or the teams that are in it, will have 2 weeks training. They might throw a couple, if they can, the clubs might get a couple of friendlies in those 2 weeks.
Wilkestone have won it, yeah?
Well, that's what we're doing. So that's how I believe it's been suggested that the playoffs are going ahead. Then I believe that Wilson have been told that they were. Well, I'm not saying they've been told, but that's.
We lost you there, Gary. Can you hear me? We lost you there.
They must be champions.
Well, okay.
Well, Dean Brennan, who'll probably be listening, hopefully he can text me and let me know whether that's the case or not, whether Wilson are going to go up on a points per game basis. But just generally, who do you fancy one by one? Obviously, Reedy's gone for Dorking, which is probably a good bet and all. 7th, got nothing really to lose. First season in the Conference South. That's a tall order when you've got having a Waterlooville with, the decent side. Let's Ian, who do you fancy?
Lucky dip, isn't it? How have the lads been staying fit? before we're down to that. 2 weeks of training. What's that? 4 sessions, 5 sessions if the lads are working. They're part-time players. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a lucky dip. Just going off the back of that, I'd probably say Bath because of the age of their squad, their youthful energy. But it's really a lucky dip. Going on to Gary's question, I think for next season, if Dorking don't do it this year, next year, I think that they'll be the ones to catch or beat. Really, we played them twice this year, got beat 1-0 both times, and obviously it was an unknown entity to us, Dorking, but what they've done over the years, and now they play good football as well for that AstroTurf football pitch. They try. What is the right way? I suppose winning is the right way, but they play a good brand of football. And you've seen Alfie Rutherford sign there this week, so I think next season they'll be the ones to catch. But this year, playoffs, who knows?
Jamie.
Yeah, I've just got this. I've just got it up. Ollie Byles, he's a sort of guy on Twitter that normally gets all the information. The National League is working with the FA and EFL to plan for teams to return training should the playoffs take place. Current plans, playoffs would be taking place behind closed doors. So, that obviously there's a lot of rumours flying around, but that's what I've heard, that they're definitely taking place, 2 weeks training and then behind closed doors. So
yeah, well, I'm sorry to interrupt. I hope the clubs get a bit of funding as well from the FA or whoever that may be. These players are putting their bodies on the line when no doubt their contracts are going to run out a week later. The National League, National League South clubs and North have got advance payments of £13,000 from next year's money. I mean, why should the National League clubs be thankful for that behind closed doors? And those clubs are still going to have to pay those players as well.
Well, personally speaking, I think you're asking us who do you think. If Wilston are to go up, and I think they deserve to go up because I think they've had an unbelievable season, and I think it would be a terrible shame if they never went up on the back of any technicalities, if I'm being honest. And I think for me, still haven't. They would, to me, they were the 2 best teams I played this season. And, don't get me wrong, I only played Bath once, we had to still play them, but I beat them at home. I feel like for the likes of Slough, they've had a tremendous season as well. I presume they've made the playoffs at they Slough. Yeah. But as you say, behind closed doors on Astro pitches, it can be a leveller. It can be, I think it will be a lottery. But if I was looking at form guide, I think really, if you ask me the 2 best teams, I'd probably say Avon and Wilstone probably deserve to take the promotions. But I really feel for the other teams, and I also feel for the teams that ain't been given the opportunity to enter the playoffs because, look at Braintree the other year. There's always late runners. There's always late runners, and sometimes that is what the playoff is all about. Someone who makes it late and they go through with a bit of momentum.
Rod, there you go. Hampton and Richmond with Gary down there, who's done a fantastic job this season. He's gone under the radar, Gary, and they were about 0.5 in missing out on the playoffs. Absolutely 0.5 of a point, whatever it might have been, for missing out, taking Dorking's spot at 7th. So that just shows you how tight.
I'm going to throw a wild card in there, and I might not be liked on the back of it by some managers, but that's always been the case anyway. But what I would turn around and say is I think everything, unless you can play like the Premier League and finish your season, everything's null and void for me. I just say it's an act of God. It's one of them things. We just pull the plug and that's it, because this is so messy. 0.5, it's so messy and it's so unfair. Pull the plug, act of God, start again next year.
Good, Jamie. I'll tell you what is it in that situation. Then, if Alfie Rutherford has signed for Dorking, for the 7th and snuck in the play, you'll end up playing Avon.
Well, and I'm telling you that Jamie, I know you had him down at Bognor. I know, and you know what? That could well happen because I think I was speaking to a certain person last night, and he was sort of suggesting. I said, "Well, would Alfie be able to play in these playoffs?" And he was suggesting that he might well be able to because of lots of clubs have got loan players. So
I think it's like you say, it's
signed up to the season ended though.
Yeah, but has he signed forms? Exactly. What about signing the forms?
deadline.
If that's the case, he might be signing and planning on.
Yeah.
Saying about the forms?
There's a deadline. You have to have a certain amount. You have to register by the last week of March, I think. You're not allowed to bring any more players in after that.
Yeah.
31st was
The secretary as well,
I've done it all.
Right. Listen, I want to make a little bit. I'm going to ask a couple of questions to you to just test your managerial experience in it, and I'll start. Well, here I'll give you one, Rod. Here is an interesting, Rod, for you. How would you describe yourself in the dugout? And I'll give you an A, B, and C. Right? Raving lunatic, Wenger-like, or calm and collective? How would you actually describe yourself?
Can I phone a friend or ask if you ask the FA, he will be the first one, a lunatic.
It was me that was writing these down, Rod, and the only reason I say that is because you have got history, and I remember you as Aveley manager when you played me when I was Leverhead, and we beat you in the League Cup semi-final. And I thought, bloody hell, this bloke's quite aggressive. So I don't know if you've had any sort of turns with Ian or anyone like that. Like, you know, I don't suppose it. Hey?
I got beaten up away at Chelmsford, got pushed over by the kid man.
I still ain't paid him for that, you know.
It's the accent you got, isn't it? We got a country boy here.
Listen, he ain't as white as white, mate. Don't worry about that. He had his chest out and everything, trying to nick a ball out of the bag because we were playing like multi-ball or trying to hold the balls back. He's run to the bag and my kit man has told him to do one, and these two having a little half scuffle.
Can I put money? The two dugouts I'd love to see is Glenn Tamplin and Rod Stringer. They'd probably have a love pack that day, or Tony Reid and Rod Stringer. But they've almost become friends now on the back of us. So you know what I mean. I love characters.
You're younger than me. I'm 53. You've always win in that one. Don't worry about it.
Reedy, you get Rod to do a little bit of bouncing for you, mate.
My personal minder.
Personal minder.
Listen, we'll go together on the next show.
No one want to come and play you. Right.
Be honest, so it used to be like that, but now, like, you can't have a go at these players. They cry.
Yeah. That's another.
They want to have you up in front of the FA, and you're like, mate, what are you all about?
It's another show altogether, that is, Rod. That's a fair point. I'm going to give another little dilemma here, which I'm sure Rod's had something like this before, but I won't give it to Rod because I'm going to give it to someone that had a lot. Jamie, I'll give it to you. How would you react if one of your best players came in to see you mid-season, saying he wants to have a break to the end of the season for family reasons and would rather be deregistered or his contract cancelled? How would you react to that?
I think it depends who it is.
Simple.
Hey?
It's simple.
Come on. What's simple? Tell me. What would you do?
It's got to go. Do one. It's got to go.
Listen, you say that, I'll tell you, I've had two experiences that'll make you laugh. One, I'm with East Thurrock, and one of our best centre-halves, I've come out, and Dabba, who's the coach, the assistant mate, he's come out and he said, we've got a problem in here. The centre-half, he's still pissed from the night before. He's in all sorts of trouble, right? So I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, we've got a problem here, haven't we? Because we've got no other centre-halves to play. We're playing East Thurrock, who are physically good, and I'm in trouble for that. So I said, yeah, tell him I'll be in a minute and I'll sort it all out. And I just didn't go to change him. And we drew 0-0 at the end of the game. He played brilliantly, and that point got us up in the end, really. And the trouble was I got with that is in an ideal world, everyone would say you should get rid of him, right? My mind was made up that the first opportunity that I got to get rid of him, you would. But at that time, if you go in there and do it, we'd have lost the game, and then there'd be no points. So I think managing, I just found it's just not as cut and dry and as black and white as some people can make it out. And that's
Did
what
you get rid of him after? Did you get rid of him after, or did you keep him on? Would you have a word with him?
Gary, he only told you the truth. He was out with him that night.
Right. Okay. Rod. I'll give you this one. Gary, can I ask this one? This is a good one. Yeah, I'll give this to Rod because he might have a story that this could have happened to him, possibly. How would you react if you found out on the grapevine, which happens at football clubs, that one of your management team was being negative about the tactics and how you were managing?
I'd tell him to keep his opinions to himself and shut up.
You'd pull him into a room and have it, or you would front him in front of everyone.
I'd just say to him, listen, I don't want to hear that. It's my opinion. Do your job and shut up and sit down.
Fair enough. All right, that's as straight as you want to get. We'll give Ian one. He's a young person. Want to give? Can I give one more, Gary? You happy for me to give one more?
Yeah, you got a couple more minutes left.
Okay. Right, Ian. How would you react if a player come to you asking for more money during the season, making a point that another club would pay him it?
Hungerford didn't have anybody pay the current players, let alone more.
Spend it all on the pitch.
Yeah. That's a great one.
It's what Jamie touched on. It's not all black and white, is it? And if he's coming from a strong position and he's doing well, then yeah, you have that discussion. But if you're not doing so well and he's asking a daft question, then you give him a daft answer.
Right. Okay.
You give them a reduction when they're playing badly, then.
Well.
Sorry.
You give them a reduction when they're playing badly, then.
Fair point, Rod. I'm going to be fair to close the show now because we didn't give Reedy one. We've got to show his managerial, his prowess here. So come on, here's one for you. Right. How would you react if you found out your chairman was calling players to find out if the dressing room was all okay?
I've had a little bit of experience with that, and Rod touched on it earlier in the question with another coach saying stuff. So a little while ago at Hungerford, when the old manager left, I'm a firm believer what happens in the dressing room stays in the dressing room. I think a lot of us will probably agree with that. Unfortunately, I got wind that a former chairman at the time had been getting a player to record some team meetings. So
wow.
I got wind of that. So then, how do you sort of go about that type of thing? So is the person going to own up? No, you have to be firm. You have to sort of make it known that it's happening, and then gradually over time try and find out who it was and whether it was true. More to the point, but again, people will want their say and stuff like that, and it's up to you. I'm a firm believer what happens in the dressing room stays in that dressing room.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Right, well, Gary. Oh, sorry, Reedy, do you want to say anything?
Sorry, Tom, what did you say, Tom? Sorry, mate.
My chairman from the off wouldn't do that to me anyway.
Good. If you've got good people, Tom, then you're all right. You got a chance. Yeah.
Right.
An hour and 15 minutes flown by, lads.
Right.
I don't know if it's flown by. So thanks very much for all coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I know Nick does as well. And Nick hasn't met a couple of you guys, and it's nice to make new contacts. And like I say, once again, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate everything you said today. You've been really honest up front. We really appreciate that, me and Mick. And good for the future. Stay in touch with us, no doubt, and we'll probably see you at games. And like I say, be lucky, be safe, and hope it all works out.
Well, I'll just.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Mick.
Yeah,
Gary.
thanks, lads. Thanks.
See you later. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.